Well, good evening everyone. Thank you very much for joining me on your Sunday evening. Today, as by the main screen, as by the title, as by the description, today we are continuing on the Collyard embankment, what I started off yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, then that there on the left is basically what I started. I started to build a hill to cover up that absolute mess of rafter wood, joist wood that seems to be covering up and making a right mess of the back of my baseboard. So yesterday I began making up. Yes, this camera is working. Yesterday, in fact, we'll go for full brightness. Yesterday I began making up that hill to cover the, well, I started the middle section of this hill because my board isn't long enough to cover up this horrible bit of wood, and we're just going to make a hill up to about here. This is all glued in place. I'm not going to poke it too vigorously, but giving it a poke, it's not falling down like London Bridge. It's a bit loose over there, but that's perfectly sturdy enough, I think. So today we are going to continue building that. So cameras, if you weren't here yesterday, we have one main overview camera in which you get to look at the top of my head while I bend over. Well, how long is this distance I have to reach? That's just... Yep. So yeah, I'm reaching well over 90 centimetres I have to reach to get to the back of the board, so you get a lovely shot of the top of my head every time I do this to try and get to the back of the baseboard. And I've got this camera, which is a close-up camera, where we will be looking at exactly what we're doing. Before I play the intro and before we get cracked on, I'll say a little hello to people in the chat. That is Timber Valley Productions, good evening to you. Joe from Northern Transport Hub, thank you very much for joining. And Pete from Pete's Transport and More, hello Pete. Hopefully you're doing okay. And, well, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I will just say, slightly different from yesterday, I did remember to press the go live button, so we are live and I'm not just sat talking to myself, but we'll just forget that happened. As yesterday, my phone is down here simply so that I can read the live chat, because yesterday I found if I was working over here, I was missing all the comments because I'd have to go over here and then walk all the way to the other side of the loft. I'd start over here, walk all the way over here, read the chat, back over here, back over to the computer to read stuff. And to be honest, it just got a bit painful. So I've got phone there so I can just position that and read the chats whenever I want. And I've also got the keyboard so I can, while I'm over here, if I want to change cameras, I can do things like that. And yes, that has indeed worked. I can change cameras like that. And so yeah, just makes the stream a little bit easier to do for me. But we will crack on, going live till about, I said 9 o'clock in the description. I'm thinking 5 past or 10 past 9 now. Now we've actually did start a little bit late. Now we have got going. I think we'll do about 10 past 9 is the cut-off point for tonight. So I'll roll the intro and I'll see you all in about 13 seconds. Do enjoy the stream, everyone. Right, we'll get cracked on then. Just make sure everything's okay before I turn away from the computer screen. Yeah, everything's looking good. Yep, we are live. Okay, so I've not completely cocked it up like I did yesterday. Oh, actually, I don't know where my paintbrush is, and that was something I meant to find before the start of the stream. I definitely took it. Did I leave it on top of the printer, or did I actually take it downstairs yesterday? I can't remember. I may have to go find the paintbrush, because I don't know where that is, and I forgot to bring it back up the loft. Is this glue completely hardened? No, so that sealable container did actually work. Good. Pete says he's all good, thank you. Brilliant. So, we'll just literally carry on exactly what we were doing yesterday. We're going to need those 3. And we will get cutting some more 1/8 inch strips from whichever side of, board I was working on, this side. So all we want, is some more 8 inch strips. Sorry, 8, not 8 inch, that would be huge. Some more 8 inch strips. This keyboard's going to get in the way now. Strips off the side of this board to start building up the rest of that hill. And I'm hoping to get that hill done today, and possibly that one on the left done as well, which does mean finding the paintbrush a lot quicker than I anticipated. Oh well. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yes, you can. Good. Right, that is 8. I still didn't get that carpenter's pencil from yesterday, did I? But 1/8 inch there. 1/8 inch. This ruler's getting colder. It's absolutely freezing up here today. 1/8 inch there. Lovely. spin the board round because I'm a lefty. Stick that over there, and we'll get cracked on. So, another 8. I'm gonna have to. I can't really delay finding this paintbrush, can I? Because I was just gluing him as I went yesterday. Do I ring the parents and ask them to find it, or do I just? I'll just go downstairs watching MasterChef or something. I won't disturb them. Let's have a look. Where are we going here? Like that. There we go. Last bit. And as I said yesterday, I could hotwire this, but it's actually just easier to use the knife and not as messy as I first thought either. Right, let's go. And yes, this is just going to be an evening of you watching me turn and cut boards because I'm a lefty and have to make it easy for me to get to. Although somehow we actually seem to have... we have pretty much gone through in the first pass there. That's quite fortunate. Don't break the end off as I did yesterday. There we go, and try not to snap this in half as I did yesterday. Right, so there will be an intermission of you staring at nothing. Well, nothing that's changing anyway, while I go try and locate that paintbrush. And if I don't have that paintbrush, that's a bit of a problem, because then that means I have to try and locate yet another paintbrush. Before we go, I'll just check the comments. Joe says, just came back to say hello briefly. Good luck with the scenery. Thank you, Joe. Have you heard about Sir Nigel Grizzly breaking down? I haven't. If you could, well, if you have time to let me know about that, please do. And as soon as I come back upstairs, I will. I'll read that because no, I haven't heard about Nigel Grizzly breaking down. That's a bit of a shame. But I am now going to go downstairs to find the paintbrush. And well, if I forgot to wash it out yesterday, which I don't think I did forget, then there might be even longer wait while I get all the glue that's glued it together out. So yeah. I will hop downstairs very quickly, don't go anywhere, and I will find the paintbrush to get gluing this hill together. Back in just a couple of moments, folks. Come on, microphone. Hey, there we go. Right. Is anybody still watching? I'm coming back into the loft. Oh, I'm back. Good evening. I'm back with a... Hello? Did that work? Oh no, my microphone's dying, hang on. Is that one working? Hello? Hello, hello. Yeah. Okay. Right, so the other microphone decided to run out of battery the exact moment I stepped into the loft. So that definitely needs charging up, probably along with the receiver as well. So I have the paintbrush, which I thought I washed out yesterday, but turns out I didn't, which meant that it was all gummed up and stuck together with glue. However, I have managed to unstick it just by running it under some, well, very, very hot water, and I have managed to unstick it. But there's the towel. At the end of this stream, I will probably run it under some hot water for a little bit longer. But if necessary, I'll get some white spirit onto it as well. But it's a paintbrush enough for the job we're doing now. So yeah, I took it downstairs, thought I'd washed it out. Turns out I completely hadn't washed it out at all. Never mind. So let's get gluing this piece. Pete says he's still here. Thank you, Pete. And he can hear me. Good. So yeah, I need to remember to charge that microphone. It's a good job I've got two of those little wireless lapel mics, because I would be a little bit stuck right now with terrible audio problems if I didn't. Because obviously if I'm over here, I'm far from the laptop. If I'm close to the laptop, I'll be deafeningly loud. So yeah. It might not be the most fun experience if I didn't have two of those, which I'm very glad the kit I bought came with two. Although I very rarely have two people in videos, which is when me and my mate will do podcasts every now and then. I don't use two mics, but it is useful even if you're just a solo person to have two. Because if one carks it and one battery just decides not to charge up, then, you know, you've got a spare. You're not just completely stuck in the mud. Right, let's not get glue over my... Mind you, I'm hopefully getting a new phone at Christmas, so if I gung that one up with glue it won't matter too much, but nevertheless I should still respect it. So, let's switch to zoomy camera. Bonk. Which is... that's frozen, that's not the actual image it should be showing now. One moment please. Let me turn it on, off and back on again. Yeah, there we go. That's the correct image now. When I moved it, it must have just... This is quite a sensitive camera, is this. If you even so much as breathe near it, then what happens is that it just disconnects and it just doesn't work. Is it working now? Yeah. Yeah, what happens is if you knock it too much, then it just disconnects and doesn't like it, so... I just have to be careful, especially on streams when I'm moving it around, that I don't just completely knock it off altogether. And then you can't see anything, and then I'm wondering, well, I am none the wiser. Right, that went on nice and quickly. So, now we've got everything up here, we can move with some speed. An avalanche of something over there, but let's not worry about that. We can now move with some speed, which is the edge I've just cut off. That one. We can now move with some speed, because I want to try and get two of these finished today. Ah, for Pete's sake. Right, I tell you what, you're going over there because you're just a recipe for disaster. We need to move with some speed, but relative accuracy, because I want to try and get that one in the middle done today. And I want to try and get, well, either that one or that one, but actually for the cameras, that one will be the best one to do. So I want to try and get 2 of these done today. So yeah, I need to work with relative speed. Also just not completely wrecking all of my supplies in the loft in the process. Get out of the way, chisel. Better camera angle coming up. Bonk. There we go. If you ever can't see what I'm doing, just shout at me in the live chat and I'll notice eventually. The smaller this board becomes, the less cumbersome swizzling it round like this because of lefty people problems all happen. Quite good as this small Stanley knife. I'm glad I don't have to use my big one. Perfect for jobs like this. And this metal ruler actually is... I said I bought it for college to stop the plastic ones or the foldable ones breaking in my bag, but it's a wonderful thing for woodworking and modelling purposes. In fact, next time I go to the Asda, I may actually buy a second one of these just to keep in the loft, so that I can keep that one in my college bag and keep that one in the loft. Oops, that's not gone quite through there. Let's try that again. Are we cut? No. Still no. Yes. Right. Well, and remember, do I have to do this at the other side of the layout? Yes, I do. I have to do this because there's another one of these wooden pieces at the side of the layout. But because I've actually got more room between the edge of the track and indeed the edge of the ballast and that, I won't actually have to stack small pieces up. I will actually be able to make an embankment, excuse me, at the other side of the layout without having to stack up small pieces. On the other side of the layout, there's about that much room between the edge of the track and that board, whereas there's probably that much, so I will actually be able to create a better sloped hill rather than having to stack up pieces like this on the other side of the layout, which is good because doing this 6 times over would bore me to death. Never mind you lot. Right. Get some glue on here. Seems to be good glue, this. It's certainly not gone off in that sealable container, which is good. And even, well, sometimes it was quite tacky. You can tell it's going off. But no, it seems to have not been curing at all, which is exactly what I want. Because although I've got 5 litres of the stuff, I don't want to waste any, if possible. But that does mean, because I've got 5 litres, I don't have to be overly cautious about using very sparse amounts. I can, within reason, whack it on. Of course, all this can be trimmed down. Snap that bit off there, that's a bit too long. There we go. Of course, all of this can be trimmed down to the required perfect shape, and I can sculpt it with the hot wire foam cutter, but for now, I'm just focusing on getting the strips cut. Did I ever read Joe's comment? I remember seeing Joe's reply, I can't remember if I actually bothered to read it. Let's do that now. Joe said about Sir Nigel Gresley that the right-hand cylinder died. Bits of piston entered the steam circuit or something. Shattered piston doesn't sound good, does it? No, it doesn't. Well, that's a shame. That is a huge shame, actually. That is not good at all. Right. I should say, I meant to say this yesterday, but I forgot. If you ever hear, when I stop talking, if you ever hear like a throbbing or a vibrating or a pulsing noise or the sound of something that sounds like a compressor, it's because we've got a dehumidifier running downstairs to help dry the laundry faster in the winter months when putting your tumble dryer on costs a lot of money, and putting it outside means your clothes get more wet than when you originally took them out of the washing machine. So, yeah. That is why there is that noise. I don't think I can hear it, despite having the earbud in my ear and talking and having the ceiling and the loft hatch for the sound to come through. So I don't know whether you'd hear it on the microphone, but just in case the noise cancelling isn't great, if that's what the noise is, well, if you can hear that noise, that's what the noise is. Oh, there we go, lovely. Point that away from myself. Are we still working? Yeah, this microphone battery hasn't died. Dropped frames, yeah, we're nearly at 98,000. That's not too bad. Frame rate looks good. Total data output has just crossed 2 gigabytes nearly. Lovely. Yeah, I've enabled some more stats in OBS because then that means that's less likely I'm going to forget to press go live again like I did yesterday. So yeah, as I said at the start of the stream, we'll be going till about, well, I said 9 o'clock in the description, but about 10 past 9. Ideally, as I said, I want to get 2 of these done today, but whether we will or not is another matter. I want to finish off the first one and then complete the second one. Come on, paintbrush. Well, we're going 1/8 inch at a time. Well, actually, we're going 9mm up at a time because these are 1/8 inch wide. But you know, I could just cut a load of strips off in bulk, couldn't I, rather than constantly switching between them. Let me get the calipers out again. No, actually, that's just a bad idea. No, it isn't. I tell you what, let's get the calipers out. Calipers! No, actually, it's just been stupid. I'll just get the ruler. How many more? Actually, right, tape measure it is then. I'll go through 3 measuring implements before I get the right one. Tape measure, because then I can bend that, can't I? Let's just roughly guess how many more strips we need. So that is 2 inches roughly. So what's that? That's 8. 2 inch. Well, that's roughly 2 1/4 inch actually. 2 1/4 inch divided by 9mm. Because that's how tall we're going. So let me just do some quick maths. So 9mm to inches, 0.35. So if I do 2.25 divided by 0.35 inches, we need another 6.5 of those strips. Alright, so I'll cut 6 and then I'll see where we are. So I'll just cut 6 in a row, then glue 6. Which is actually probably a bit more efficient than cutting one, gluing one, cutting one, gluing one. So I'll just cut 6 of these in a row and see how we end up. Also, I might try to see if I can hold the ruler with my left hand and cut with my right, because that'd save a lot of time switching backwards and forwards, wouldn't it? Although, no, that just means getting my fingers in the way. Not prepared to do that. So we'll do it the way I've been doing it to save my fingers. Oops, that's the pot of glue getting in the way again. Instead of constantly turning it around, I might just see if I can still cut it up here. Be a little bit easier, won't it? Yes, and I can mark it this way as well. Just try not to dig into the track too much. Where else are we stuck? We're stuck up here. We're just all about trying to find the most optimal method, really. There we go. That is a thin piece. I've gone slightly too thin on the marking there. I think I looked at the wrong one. Never mind. This is probably going to snap now, isn't it? Not to worry if it does. Yeah, I think I've marked this up wrong. It's very thin. Either that or I've just gone massively out of whack with the knife and the ruler. Yeah, big blob of glue on that end because can't really get. Yeah, it's gone a bit thin as that one. Glue all over my fingers again. Oh, I said I was going to cut them consecutively, didn't I? You see, I say something and then I can't even remember what I've said. Bit of a wally. There's a massive gap in the middle of that one. What's happened there? Oh well. Plaster bandage will cover it. I'm only getting the rough shape. That'll do. When's the next video out? The next video will be the second part of that wagon conversion. I've had some difficulties, which I'll not allude to now. I'll just, might as well tell you all in full when I've rehearsed it in the actual video. But yeah, the next video will be that. Oh, there we go. Wrong one. That will be the next video. And then after that, with any luck, will be the tug of war. I kid you not, it's been a long time. Stupid thing. I kid you not, it's been a long time coming as that tug of war video. But after the wagon video and before Christmas, as promised, will be the tug of war video that you asked for ages ago. And I'll try to make it interesting, but not just, oh my god, look at that train, it's yanking the hell out of that one. I'll actually try to make it somewhat watchable. Just get rid of that there. Right. I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. Right, come on. Yeah, I definitely marked the last one up wrong. I don't know how I managed to get it that thin. Yeah, something went terribly wrong there. How? But it did. Slice. This board will eventually get nice and thin. Well, not as wide, so I don't have to constantly do that. Well, and try not to knock all the cameras over. Oh, yes, we cut that one off in one go. Let's get the different camera on. Why not? Yeah, I went through that in one go. I didn't have to stop and saw it. Right, next one. We're almost done with this side, I think. Oh, just dislodge that. Come on. There we go. I can always patch it if necessary. Yeah, all this below is set quite nicely actually. I'm quite impressed. And what I'll probably do before I put the plaster bandages on is coat this in a layer of PVA and glue. Just to stop it, any water from the plaster. I think you dip the plaster bandage in water. I think that's what I've seen. It's either water or a water glue mixture or something like that, just to stop all the water seeping through and making it go all soggy. Right, next, rinse and repeat. We're not that far off finishing that one actually. So, 1/8 inch there, 1/8 inch there, 1/8 inch there, get the right camera on, there we go, and 1/8 inch there. Maybe if I stopped talking so much and actually just shut my mouth and got some, you know, cutting done, this would go a bit quicker, but oh well. It's a stream, I have to narrate what I'm doing, it's the law. Well, it isn't, but what's the point of doing a stream if I'm not going to narrate and do stupid things on camera? I'll be the world's quickest foam cutter by the time I've done this layout, I tell you. Yeah, that was the logic of this layout. Instead of raising the track up and creating elevation with the track, I'm raising the, well, keeping the track flat and doing the elevation and the interesting bits with the scenery, which is a lot easier to do with the track, and then I don't have to worry about pulling power and stuff rolling back down hills and trains struggling and traction tyres and magnet to rail adhesion systems and stuff that Charlie is the first person to come to mind at Highbrook Model Railway has to do on his helixes. You know, he has to have bullfrog snot, which is a form of liquid traction tyre that you can paint on loco wheels, and you know, there's the DCC concepts. Is it magnadhesion? It's like the modern equivalent of triang magnadhesion. You know, with gradients, he has to do all that to make sure every loco with its, you know, train he's going to run it with has to get up that helix. Whereas, you know, he's got the money and the space and the, wants to do that, whereas I haven't. So I'm going to create, much like many other model railway people, model railwayers, layout builders, they're going to create, and I'm going to create definition by moving the scenery around the track, not necessarily the track around the scenery, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Hopefully it does. There will not be any streams next weekend, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, because I am going away for the weekend. So yeah, though I will not be here next weekend, I'm going away. Hopefully that first, well, the first of the two videos I've said, the wagon video, hopefully that will be out by then. The tug of war video won't be, but hopefully that second wagon conversion for the 101 video will be out by then. It should be. It's just I've had a couple of problems with it, which I'll explain in the video, which have delayed it, and I've had all sorts of work to do, so, you know. I don't get that much time doing the model railway. The only time I've had to do the model railway today is the time I'm going to be spending doing the stream. I could go on until 10 o'clock, but it's Sunday night, so the chance of people watching is pretty much zero at that time. And also the darts finals on, which I want to watch, and I've been doing physics homework for the rest of today, so I haven't had time to work on the layouts. So yeah, that theme will probably continue. The only actual significant amount of time I get to spend on the layout at the weekends, at the very least, because I'm not doing midweek streams, it's just too much faff. Too many people not going to watch. But yeah, the weekends, the most significant portion of time I actually get to do the layout is with you, which is quite nice in a sense, because you watch this layout come to fruition with me. You give me tips, you give me advice, you keep me company, because I don't just talk to myself like this when I'm by myself, because I'd be slightly mad to do that, although to be fair I do that, but whatever. You keep me company, and it's nice to do these things together. It's like having a little bird on your shoulder talking to you and watching what you're doing, and you know, it's nice, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Or do I just sound like a complete and utter madman now? Probably the latter. I like this glue, it seems to hold on to and create quite a good vacuum seal between itself. Aye, we're not looking too bad there. Let's just... I'll tell you what, if I set this up properly, and you might be able to see what I'm doing all at once. If I set up the dual cameras and rotate that round there, then you should be able to see what I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about changing the camera too much. Brilliante! Right, another 1/8". I reckon we need 2 more, or possibly even 1 more of these strips. And I'm going to check the time after I've marked this one up. There we go. Yes, you can actually see what I'm doing. This is why I invent these camera angles. Well, not invent them. I'm sure some other YouTubers done a dual camera angle setup before me, but this is why I have so many camera angles, so that you can indeed see what I'm doing, and I don't have to, you know, give you nausea make you feel nauseous by constantly switching between 2. Which is why I do have that fade transition between them, because if I don't, then you will just end up being slightly sick, because you know, camera angles are constantly jumping around. They seem to do that on Dragon's Den a lot. The camera angle never seems to be the same for more than about half a second, and it's like bang, 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 bang. And it's all a bit mad because they're just like creating drama by changing the camera angle really unnecessarily. It's like that in darts as well, but I can't really complain about that because that actually is sort of high stakes, high pace. You need those camera angles to capture the action, whereas in Dragon's Den, at least the ones I've watched, it seems to be a little bit overkill with the camera changes they do. Ah, come on, B8, no. Right, okay, we'll start from this end then. Playing silly beggars with me again, is this? Come on. You see, sometimes it cuts through perfectly, and then sometimes it's absolutely awful. Right. Gonna need some more glue in this container shortly. I may have underestimated. That's not a word, is it? Unanticipated. I may not have anticipated, or I may have underestimated how much glue this entire modelling process will take. Especially when I get really flat hills like this section here. That's certainly going to need a lot of glue just for one layer. But that's why I bought 5 litres of it for £12 or £14 rather than 1 litre for £8, which I bought when I was ballasting, and that did just about last me. Yeah, I'm going to need 1 more strip. That's fine. Stick, please. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Right, last one, I reckon. Oh. I don't know why I did that. That pen were already on. Never mind. Yeah, there we go. And if you're wondering what that weird grey bobbly black thing is that's attached to my hoodie, if you've not been on here before, that is the wireless microphone. Which is very good for instances like this where there's a lot of moving around. There we go. Come on, let's go for a 1 pass here. No, it's not going to be a 1 pass. I've just completely gone off the line there. What's that board is disintegrating? Yeah, every now and then it just seems to disintegrate in the middle. A little bit irritating, never mind. Right, rather than fighting for scraps in that glue pot, we're going to have some more glue because I've got 5 litres of it and it's all going to get preserved in there anyway. So, you really do have to push and twist to get this glue cap off. There we go. Right, I'm going to put slightly more than I put in yesterday. And it still looks relatively mixed because I gave it a good shake yesterday, which is good. Tell you what, if I try gluing that up, I'll just wipe that glue on the paintbrush there. I think that's part of the reason why it was so difficult. It was sort of half... Yep, glued itself. Yes, it has indeed. There's a little bit of dried glue around there. Right. That's way too much glue on the end of the brush now. Typical. Oh yeah, that's massively too much glue now. Regular PVA is this. I keep saying, oh yes, I bought 5 litres of it for £12 or £14. I think it was 14. But it is PVA glue. 5 litres, £14. I keep saying it, but if you don't know what it is, it's PVA. I don't know if you've thought that would just be obvious, but I realise I've just been saying it for all this time. Oh, I've missed a comment. Reminder, Mr. George, keep checking the comments, because you haven't done that, because you've missed one that was posted quite a few minutes ago. Whoops. Well, at least I've been focused. Ah, look at that, that's perfect. Yeah, I don't even need to do half strips, look, that's covered the top of that bit of metal absolutely perfectly. Pete Clark said, it is George, nice having your company too. Oh, thank you, Pete. Nice to hear that you enjoy these streams. There we go, it's covered the top of that metal bar absolutely perfectly. I am pleased. Right. So now, which side do I work on? You know what, I'm going to work on the right side like I said yesterday. I'm going to work... major camera repositioning required here. Let me think, how can I work this? Let's get this camera on. This is currently where I'm working, bit of a different angle. And I wonder if I can... Whoops, the wire might not be long enough. No, it's yanking the computer all over the place. How do I set this up? Oh, and... yeah, the camera's frozen again. One moment please, I'm just going to try and move this around here and see if we can do something like that. If I just quickly reset this camera, apologies. Oh, there we go. Right, if I try and line that up a bit better and see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing there fine, can't you? That's not going to be a problem. Now if I do split screen, this one's probably wants rotating around that way a bit more. Hey, that's perfect. Lovely. Right, we'll crack on. With gluing up these first. Because I remember from the first one, there's 2 of these strips which are 3/4 of an inch wide. Then there is one that's 2/8 or 1/4, and then the rest of them are 1/8 wide. So yeah, I've remembered, which is quite good actually, saves me remeasuring what order everything needs to be. So there's no ballast on here to worry about getting in the way, so we can literally just whack. Am I blocking this camera? Probably, never mind. So we can literally just whack some glue on here. Like that. And we'll whack some on the bottom of here, and we'll just line it up with the other one that's there. The other strip that's there that we've already marked out for. It's out of the way. And yeah, we shall do that. What time are we on? 2022. Okay, so I've got about 40 minutes left there. Some of my hair has made its way into that glue. I'll say some of my hair. Strand. I can't be bothered picking that out, it'll be fine. It's not going to affect anything. Chisel, because I've just noticed a little bit of... I've actually just noticed... Whoops, that's stone going everywhere. Where am I not going to lean on that? Let's move that there. I've just noticed here that that's going to have to move. I'll vac all that stuff up that's fallen down back later. There, done. And I simply get this. Yep. Can you still see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. And I will stick that under here, lining up with that one. I can always create extra curvature by adding little bits of foam in front. later. Yeah, I can always do that by adding extra little bits of foam later, or the plaster bandages I keep saying, so I can always create extra definition later. Let me just peek over the side of the layout to check that's roughly straight, which it isn't. It is now. Let's get the other one. And what I did do yesterday was I painted glue both on the underside of this one and the top of that one over there. But yeah, that was quite messy and just dislodged it. So as for gluing all them down there that we did yesterday, I do think that just a relatively decent coat on the underside of this will be fine. Getting glue on there now. I'll just wipe that in, it's not going to damage it or anything if it gets a bit of glue on. Right, over here again, and I'm probably obscuring this camera view horrifically. Stick you on there, line you up, it's getting in the way. Smoosh down. I'm going to try and slightly recess it like I did the other one. Yep, that's good. Right, so now we want 1 2/8 inch strip. I am aware there's a bit there, but I can sort that out at a later date, it's not a problem. Now we want a 2/8 inch strip. It's the centimetre side of the ruler. So 2/8 is there. 2/8 is there, 2/8 is there, and 2/8 is there. I brought a spirit level up here, which is not really suitable for the job, it's massive. If I'd have brought a spirit level up, I could have just lined it up and gone down in one, but it's far too cumbersome. So this is the 1 2/8 inch one that we need. I'm just going to throw that ruler into the camera shortly, aren't I? And just knock it over completely. Oh well. It'll be all the more amusing when I do it now, because I predicted it. Ah, we nearly went all the way through there. Just a little bit in the middle. There we go. And now I just have to remember which way I glued that. Yes, that way. So this side at the bottom. No, I'll go that side actually. Let's glue on. Oh, somebody else has popped in chat, and I think I know who it might be. Because I've just read the name. That were a bit of a stupid thing to say, wasn't it? When it literally says, it's not like they're disguised. It's not like I can tell from the way that you type who you are. It's literally got your name there. That was such a stupid thing to say. Anyway, Jaden, welcome to the stream. No, that's fine. Don't worry about being late. No problems at all. Hopefully you're doing okay. Thank you for joining. Nice to have you. Just get that glue rubbed in there. I really should have put not my best hoodie on to do this, but it's covered in cat hair. Jess has been invading me again today. Very appreciated. Why is that one massively longer than those two? Have I cut it off the wrong side? Oh, never mind. It covers that end bit up slightly anyway. Right, push that against the joist. I don't actually know what this is, because that's a joist, that's a joist, that's a joist. Don't know what that actually is for, really, but... There we go. Right, we're on to the 1/8 inch strips, and we have half an hour to get it done. Right, so let's go like absolute light speed. So now I should be able to count exactly how many of these I need. Oh no. No, I'm just lying. I did 2 lots of 2/8 inch strips. So now I need a second one. Forgot about that. So I need another 2/8 one, and then the rest are 1/8 inch strips. Nobody's told me, oh yes, there's a much better way you can do this yet. So reasonably, well, either nobody else has had this problem, nobody else has thought of a better method, people are scared of telling me I'm wrong, which you should never be because, well, that's just daft. I am not a scary person, I'm happy for constructive criticism. Or there isn't a better way of doing this, in which the method I'm doing it is completely correct, which is, well, would be a relief. Jaden says, apologise for not uploading recently. I don't have any content to upload and I don't have much opportunity for content around here. Well, apart from streaming, which, let's be honest, I've only started recently, I don't really upload that much either. To be honest, so yeah. We all have that problem, really, don't we, I think? You know, there should be no pressure to upload at all, just do it whenever you feel like it. Which is generally what I try to do. Although I am going to be slightly more frequent than my previous couple of months. Jaden says, yes, he's all good, thank you for asking. Good. I don't know whether that was to me or Pete, but we both said that, so that's fine. George's sixth sense is clearly telling me when I'm around, probably the best half. George, guess what? You're wrong. And Pete says, of course, Jaden's never wrong. Well, when it comes to merchant navies, probably not. Is it merchant navies? Yeah, when it comes to merchant navies, he probably isn't. When it comes to class 66s, he probably isn't. And past that, I ain't got a clue. Right, that's 2/8. That's the last 2/8 inch strip going in there. There we go. Right, and now I can count how many 1/8s we need, cut those all in one go, and then glue them all in one go. So, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lots of 1/8 inch, which makes 11 over 8 inches, or a total of 1 3/8 inches. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. So let's get cracking, shall we? See if we can get this done by the end of the stream, or well, say by the end of the stream. I dictate when the end of the stream is. You just dictate how long you want to watch. But yeah, so it's quite tight around here. So we shall see if we can cut 11 of these by the end of the stream. If somebody'd like to time me on how long it takes me to do one, that might be appreciated. I'm sure Jaden will be up to that task. Jaden, from the next one, from when I start marking out, just time me how long it takes until I'm actually finished gluing it in place, if you're available to do that. I'd be very interested. Well, I say, Jaden, anybody else who's willing to, Pete, anybody else in the chat, but I have a feeling like Jaden would very much enjoy telling me how slow I am at installing this. I will remember to wash the paintbrush out tonight as well. Jaden says, my genius is simply outstanding and defies both the boundaries of physics and this universe. It is so powerful that you can almost hear it. If it wasn't for me, we would never have set foot on the moon. Jaden, if you're able to break the laws of physics, then we'd all be dead, because energy cannot be created or destroyed, only conserved, transformed from one form to another. So not only is Jaden creating energy, that energy would multiply infinitely if we can create energy, which means we would all be dead now. And probably the entire universe would have exploded. So let's just be glad that that statement from Jaden is complete and utter bollocks. Funny bollocks though, so there you go. I'm sorry George, my timing doesn't have that many digits, but I'll give it a go if you wish. Oh, very funny. Very funny. All we need now is a counter joke from the master of comedy, Pete Clark, to smack Jaden down with that one, and then I'll be very, very, very amused indeed. Right, Jaden, I am going to get the pen and the ruler ready. Right, if you would like to start timing in 3, 2, 1, go. And I'll tell you when to stop. I'll give you a countdown. I'm not going to rush it because that just leads to mistakes, and I'm not just going to, create an inaccurate result of me rushing and getting it done as quickly as possible when actually I want a realistic estimate of how long it does take me to do one. So there's no point timing it if I'm just going to do something differently just for the trial one, am I? That'd just be stupid. And then from this I can work out if I will actually achieve completing this by the end of the stream. Ah, come on. It's not gone so well. Oh, never mind. It's good enough. I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Jaden, when to stop it as well, but we're not there yet. We're still on the first sheet of foam, which is good. Which is very, very good. In fact, we're probably not even halfway used yet, which is good, because that means we can get probably an entire one of these back sections done out of one, plus some remainder of board, because I've got the other side to do as well, but that won't be as finicky as this, because I've actually got more room at the side of the track. I've actually got more room at the side of the track to build a more gradual hill, rather than just doing a sheer hill like this. And I know what you're all thinking. You're saying, "Oh well, you could have just laid a piece of polystyrene, a flat piece. You could have just cut a square out of this to fit exactly against that one." But then my answer to that is, well, yeah, but then it'd have been very difficult to actually create any definition or slope in the curve. So if I were just to slap one against there, it'd be quite difficult. Right, Jaden, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop the timer. That's installed. So how long, Jaden, did it take me to do one of those strips, please? But yeah, basically what I was saying was, pretend that this keyboard is the strip. You could have said, oh well, you just pretend this is polystyrene. You said, oh well, you could have just cut a single strip and laid it against there, but that doesn't leave much room for definition, because this is a little bit lumpy and bumpy, and it will actually sort of curve in like that. Then it does leave me, especially because I've stepped out the bottom as well, even though it'll take, significantly longer, I think overall when it's done the result will be much better. Jaden says he can create and destroy energy. Oh god. Okay, the stopwatch from my back drawer is out of retirement and working. It's an ancient analog one too. Right, I'm just awaiting the final score then. God help me. Right. This is the third one now, I think, is it? 1, 2, 3... Oh, is this the fourth one? Can't remember. Trying to squeeze in to get that one is difficult. No, don't put... I keep doing that. I keep putting the ruler down only to then... Have I got glue all over my jumper? Miraculously, no. I will have if I don't do that. ASMR. Jaden says 2 minutes 24.96 seconds. So if we call it 2 minutes 25. In fact, if we just call it 2.5 minutes. And then after this one, I'll see if we will actually finish on time or not, or whether I will have to become Barry Allen, aka The Flash again, and start speeding up quite rapido. No, that's gone horrifically wonky. Oh, it'll be alright. Oh yeah, this board's getting way more manageable now. I'm still impressed at how little score marks this knife does actually leave on the surface of the wood. Again, I'm not bothered because it'll all be covered up eventually, but yeah. 2 minutes 24, that's not too bad actually. Whoa, that bent over quite. Oh dearie me. Oh, it's going all over the place. Right. In we go with another 1/8 inch piece. Bring that over there. Yep. Stick you down there. Right, so that is how many I said? Did I say 11? Count. Oh no, it'd be 10 because I counted that one wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Really? 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I have done 11, and I've done 3. So if that means 8 more at 2.5 minutes each, 8 times 2 is 16. 8 halves of 4, so it should take me 20 minutes, which takes me up exactly to the end of the stream, if I continue at that exact same pace, which wouldn't be too bad actually. That was a bit of a fluke in timings, was it not? Thank you, Jaden, for that, by the way. Much appreciated. I did say about 5 or 10 past 9 though, didn't I? Because we started a little bit late. So, well, by a little bit late, I mean about 5 minutes. Unlike yesterday, where it was about half an hour because I forgot to press the go live button. Just forget that ever happened. Oh, that's gone wonky. Oh, that's gone horrifically wonky. Let's try and salvage that. That's not gone too well. Catch up on some comments. Jaden took longer than that to get here. That's very true. That's what she said. Oh my god. Thought you said family friendly. Family of friends. Very good point. Yay, dearie me. My back's not actually hurting as much today. Maybe I strengthened it yesterday. Maybe that's why it doesn't hurt today. Because a lot of this bending over is not great, and I'm sort of like working against here. I tell you what, shall we have a different camera angle on? Let's have the big camera angle on over the top. And then if I turn it round so you can see over there. Brilliant. The Valley says, hey folks, back now. What did I miss? Well, we finished off this one. We're starting on that one now. Foam hill installing. So yeah, you didn't miss a right lot. You just missed a load of cutting and gluing foam. And I am aware this paintbrush is copiously oversized for this, but I really bought it to, you know, sort of the area that's here that's going to be hill. I bought it for painting big sheets like that. It's not too bad, actually. At least it can hold a lot of glue. Right, so this is number 4, which means I have about 7 of these to do. It's about 7 of these left to do. Here we go. So we'll just crack right on and carry on. Did I just say crack right on and carry on? Too many synonyms. Right. This is number... Oh, I keep forgetting. Losing count here. God, Bennett. 4... Eh? Oh, this is number 5. Yes, of course it is. Yeah, because I said we needed 7. That edge is probably a bit better. 8:45. Okay, so we've realistically got 25 minutes to get this done. Should be, as per mine and Jaden's calculations. Or rather, my calculations with Jaden's timing assistance from his 1950s radium-encrusted stopwatch, from what it sounds like. We should be able to get this done on time. In which case, we'll have plenty of time to go downstairs, get another drink, have a chocolate muffin as the Sunday dessert before the end of the weekend, and then watch the darts final, which is on at 20 to 10, which is ridiculously late, but I'm not complaining. Just mop that up, probably get glue all over my arm again. Oh, and indeed all over the ceiling. Great. You can see all the oil and muck coming off onto this white stuff. It's a good job it's getting painted. This foam board would actually be good for lining a white background, actually. It's slightly sparkly as well. Reflects the light quite well. Which is probably why by the time I finish completing this back section of foam walling, it's probably going to be like looking into the sun when I try and film that, so... yeah. Right, this is piece number 6 of 11, so we are more than halfway after I've done this. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. That's lasagna and garlic bread. Doing that. I really should have brought a drink up here, but I forgot. A bit silly, wasn't it? Never mind. At least I'll enjoy it all the more when I go downstairs. Ah, I've just broke the end off. Never mind, I'll just slap that in. I've only done that twice, amazing. Why do I keep going... Why do I keep cutting it there and then turning it 3/4 of the way round when I could just turn it 1/4 of the way and do that? I've been doing that for the last, well, the last however long this stream's been going, and yesterday's stream as well. What a wally. And I could have just... I've been turning it 2/4 more than I needed to. You should do a better job of bringing these things to my attention. Right. Piece number 6. Not long to go now. In fact, we may need one less. No, we have to make it equal, don't we? Yeah. Come on. Oh yeah, and then we want that piece I broke off the end, which has gone missing. It's now he's broke. Oh, hang on, I've missed a load of comments. How on earth? Timber Valley stayed up until midnight editing the Wally video. Yeah, well, it's on 180 views last time I saw, so it's not doing too badly. How on earth did you glue the ceiling? Well, basically, I had one of them long strips. I was, and then sort of accidentally tilted it, so then the end of it sort of went up here and smeared glue all over the insulation. Garlic bread, that's the future. Good point. There is a Peter Kay fan, or I suspect more than one Peter Kay fan in the chat. I am very pleased to hear that you're a Peter Kay fan, Pete. Maybe that's where you get your comedic genius off. Oh, God, this doesn't get any easier. Bye out. There we go. More comments. No, we should just do a better job of laughing until you realise. Just kidding, fair enough. We should do a better job of bringing it to your attention, but we'd just like to see how long it takes you to notice. Fair enough. See, Timber Valley Productions is the mindset needed to be a mod. Yes, exactly. Are all my moderators just the migrated? I think, basically, what I've just realised is all of the moderators on this channel, the people who just heckle me the most. Oh, it's fun being a YouTuber. I'm not really a YouTuber, I'm just some bloke, / not even technically a bloke yet, mucking and arsing around in his loft, while people just sit there and shout at him. Well, not shout at him, but ridicule him. And honestly, the fact that you do that is hilarious, so please carry on. One quarter turnaround this time, rather than 3 quarters. Really laughing through gritted teeth there. I think that's a very fair assessment there, George. We are indeed fair enough. Oh, what time are we on? Oh, 51. 19 minutes to go. Well, I don't care. Even if I run over past the extended time I've given, I'm getting this finished tonight. I probably will just need to cut a few small pieces to, sort of stick in that gap there, and especially there when I just managed to knock off half the middle of the board, but oh well. Hey up. Sus sounds there, George. Oh, right. 52 now, actually. Yes, quite correct. Typical. Just as I say something else happens. It's like Wayne Mardle. Speaking of darts, I'm going to be watching after this. It's like Wayne Mardle. He says, "Oh yes, he's playing. Oh yes, Michael Van Gerwen is absolutely unstoppable in this game." And then the next time he throws, he hits like a 9 or something. That was nothing what Wayne Mardle sounds like. I just did my typical adenoidal old bloke impression, which I seem to do for all my impressions, but oh well. Oh, this is faster than any supercar. Jeremy Clarkson did actually say that one. Oh, this is faster than any supercar, and it only cost me £3.85. There's a Jeremy Clarkson quote for you. Another one. Speed never killed anyone. Suddenly becoming stationary, that's what gets you. Speed at some point probably would. No, not necessarily actually. That's rubbish, because astronauts on... I mean, a sudden acceleration in speed would probably snap your neck, but then people on the ISS and stuff like that doing 17,000 mile an hour around the Earth doesn't really kill you, does it? But I guess at some point you'd die due to speed, either just because of the acceleration and snapping your neck or something, or whether you would just actually disintegrate. Presumably, at some point you'd go so fast that you'd have no materials that'd be able to stop you from the heat. So whether you're in a spacecraft or outside doing that speed, you probably would just evaporate. Anyway, let's stop talking about brutal methods of dying and how to kill your enemies, which I'm definitely not planning for. That was a joke. Let's get back to model railways and doing this rather tedious job of gluing all these together. That got quite sinister, let's forget that happened. And I'll check on the chat for more ridiculing, probably. 180! Quite correct. I want a Jeff for my daily driver. Oh god, the Hammerhead Eye Eagle thrust. I think it would be something along the lines of G-forces from acceleration. Yes, true. That being said, fighter jets from catapults accelerate extremely fast without a problem. True. I've lost count of how many of these we need now. I'm going to guess 3. Oh, I've just unstuck that one. I'm going to guess 3 looking at the current state of affairs. I reckon 3. No, I was wrong. We need... Oh, actually... Yeah, we need 3. Yeah, we need 3. 3 more in 15 minutes. Doable. Probably. Well, it's warmed up a bit in the loft now, partially because there's actually a body emitting heat into the loft, partially because the laptop's running at full tilt doing the stream, and partially because the loft hatch is open, letting up some of the warm air from downstairs up. Not a right lot because we've sealed it to prevent cold air going downstairs, but yeah, it is manageably warm up here. My fingers and all that lot were a bit colder when I first came up, but with the laptop going full tilt and kicking out probably several watts of heat into the loft, it gets a little bit warmer. It's quite good during Christmas as well, because when I have all the lights up, every single light in this loft, well, the ones that are plug-in anyway, not battery-powered, it's not going to be battery-powered LEDs, but every light I have plugged in that's a mains light are all filament bulbs, and you know I have all the ones that go across the top of the roof. I have all the ones that go, where else do they go? They go round, yeah, I have some that go across the top joist, and I have some that go up and around the sort of inverted V joists. And every single one of them, and there's quite a lot of them, are filament bulbs, so in Christmas, when the lights have been on in the loft for a while, it does get, excuse me, toasty warm. And especially when I spend 3 hours sitting up here, running trains, so all the transformers in the controls are kicking out heat, and I'm kicking out heat, and the laptop for streaming for 3 hours is kicking out heat. At Christmas, that is, despite being the coldest time for in the loft, is actually when the loft, aside from summer, is the warmest. And that dehumidifier does actually shoot slightly warm air out of it, which does get shot upwards, so some of that will probably actually come into the loft. Which is a good job why we sealed the loft, really, with a closable like flap goes over the top of the hatch when the ladders are down, because otherwise that dehumidifier would be doing absolutely sod all. I think I need some more glue in that pot. Thought it was going to last me, but it's evidently not going to. Let's catch up on some comments again and not put glue all over the ceiling. Peter K, not Peter K, dearie me. Pete says we heard nothing. Good. It was completely a joke, by the way, just thought I'd mention that. No, actually, I think we only need 1 here. Unless all the others have sort of sprung up a little bit. Let's just try and push them down to make a little bit better contact. Whoops. Yeah, we only need 1 up here. Just be slightly higher up at this end. Look. Stick. Stick. It's not going to stick. Just dab a bit more glue in there. There we go. Stick. I really should have put some more glue in that pot and done that one up, but I didn't. Just try and get some in there like that. Stick, please. Oh, that'll do when I get another one on top of it. Right. Rather annoyingly, I have to put more glue in for like 2 more strips. Never mind. Nope. Push and then twist. Jaden says, please don't talk about thermal energy transfer or English. I had to spend 2 hours yesterday explaining to someone what the difference between emit and omit was. Sounds like fun. Come on. Last little spindly bit off. That'll do. Oh. No, let's not cross-thread the lid. Oh, for God's sake. Undo! There we go. Just scream at it, it'll do it eventually. Yay, there we go. Stupid safety mechanism to stop children inhaling it or eating it or whatever. Right, so I think we've got 2 more to go in 10 minutes. Nah. I think we're just going to be fine on timings. The darts didn't start while 20 to queue another 180 in the chat for Jaden. That's not the pen. Did I say, I meant to say the, did I say the dart doesn't start while 20 minutes? If I said that, I can't remember. I meant 20 to 10. So actually 40 minutes. Right, this is the last 1/8. No, sorry, the penultimate 1/8 bit we need. Apart from across the other side, of course. But I wanted to finish this off today, and it looks like I have uncharacterfully timed it absolutely smack bang on perfect. I normally ramble on saying goodbye at the end of the stream, so if I didn't do that, I'd probably actually get done and downstairs by 9:10, but never mind. Well, certainly get done and laptop shut down by 9:10. It's gone all a bit furry up here. Look at that. Yeah. Nasty. There we go. Just clean it up a little bit. I doubt all of this foam I've bought, which is actually probably a fair bit in terms of square meterage, but when you cut it up and stack it up, not right. Well, I doubt this foam will do all of the layout, but maybe 2 packs would. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure where I want all my hills to be. Still need to work that out. That's why I did a test run with scrap foam on this section before I committed with the fresh B&Q foam. I'll tell you what, I'll just lay that down there instead of wiping the glue off. Right. Second to last one. Ah, yeah, that metal bit just showed there. That's fine. Oh yeah, that was actually now stuck on there quite well at the end. Yeah, look at that. Just give it a gentle shove across all the layers from the top, just to make sure they're all contacting. Yeah, this side over here, the bottom side here, is stuck really well. Timber Valley says, if you think that's tedious, I had to drill holes for 250 odd half matchsticks with nothing but spiky screwdriver thing. Oh god. Pete says he called me Peter K. I did. Jaden said, oh no, on the mainland, did they admit defeat in the end? Oh, he's back again. What else? Do you watch Trucker? Ow! I've just hit my head on the joist. That was rather painful. Do you watch Trucker Tim? No. His name sounds familiar. But I don't know where from. Well, YouTube by the sounds of it, I assume, but... No, I've heard of him. I think I've heard of him. The name sounds familiar, but I don't watch him. The last foam bits we are cutting for this section, and then we'll have 2 out of 3 of this tedious work done. And hopefully, by the stream next week, I will, well, have the other section done. So this is the last of this tedious cutting and marking out you have to watch me do. Oh, that was really satisfying at the end. That went straight through. Yeah. So yeah, next week, hopefully we'll be, well, maybe crafting. I'm not actually sure if I want a hill here, but we'll see. I don't think I want one here. I might just sort of try and extend this out a little bit into here and then try and put a porta cabin there or something. But next week we'll probably start making a hill over here, or I might start on the other side near the coal and water side and then put one there. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. At least the glue hasn't actually just completely soaked through the PVA on that stuff we did yesterday there. It has actually set really nicely. And as I say, when it all fully dries, I'll paint over it with some PVA just to really lock it all and solidify in it before I start putting, you know, water and heavy plaster bandage on it. Because I don't want to put that on it and it all become really soggy and awful and horrible. And waste all these hours I've spent doing that. So, you know, I'll put a thick coat of sealing PVA on the surface of it just to get it really well stuck. Massive spillage there. And the final piece, which hopefully won't fall down the back, because there's only a little bit of metal strip there left at one end. Oh no, that's going to be alright. Yeah, that's right. We are done for today in record time. 21:06. Get all this glue off here. 21:06, we are done. Right. Just get everything out of the way. All the tools back in this middle section where they need to be, so I don't forget where they are. And there's the lid for that is there. Turn the keyboard off because I'll forget to do that otherwise. Move the phone. And there we go, we are done for today. And yes, I will hopefully remember to tidy, well, not to tidy, to clean that paintbrush out today because I forgot to do that yesterday. So there we go, there is today's work. On the left, we've pretty much done 3/4 of that today. We've filled that in there, and then on the right we have done all of that today. So yeah, really not done too bad, have we? So yeah, plaster bandage, when, well, that's all set, I'll cover it in PVA. And then probably when the majority of all the other hills are done, I will get the plaster bandage and start, you know, actually, excuse me, filling it up and getting it landscaped and such. I think what I will do in this corner here, is I'll sort of, I won't make this all a hill because that would sort of defeat the point of doing all that there. I don't want all this to be a hill. I might make this some sort of a porta cabin or some sort of house in the corner here. That might be quite nice. But what I'll probably try and do is sort of bring the hill round from here. So I might just sort of make a little bit of an embankment that comes round this corner here, probably to roughly where that screw is here. Make a little bit of a thing that comes round like that, like so, and then sort of just fill this sort of arc in with hill to sort of it come in sort of down here like that, fill all that little circle thing in there. So I'll model it with my hands, sort of make a hill to about where my hands are there. And then actually that place there might be a really good place place over here to have the sort of marshalling yard, coal yard office. That might be a really good place to do that. And then round on the other side, here, round on the other side, all the way over in this corner, there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. I'll have to see. Because there is going to be back scene at some point, I probably will just continue this hill all the way along here till it stops there, and then the back scene can just come out from behind the hill, which I think is the best option to do here, because to try and bring the hill round there is just going to look really stupid. So I think that's what I'll do with that. But that is today's and yesterday's work so far. Really looking quite good, if you ask me. So yeah, not too bad at all. And we are 2/3 of the way to finishing the coal yard embankment. Let me catch up on some comments before I say goodbye. How about Tom Scott? Oh yes, do love a little bit of Tom Scott. I agree with Jaden there. My go-to videos when I don't really know what I want to watch. Very true, yeah. I do love a bit of Tom Scott. His videos are stopping though next year, aren't they? After he's done 10 years of Monday videos. Shame, but he deserves a bit of time off after 5 years. Pete says, bang and the dirt is gone. Oh wait, that's Barry Scott. Very true as well. Pete has reminded you about the brush too, George. Thank you. I will definitely go and give it a thorough wash out now. So, well, we haven't done the dropped frame counts for a while, have we? So, dropped frames is 0. Total data output for this stream currently is sitting at about 7.2 gigabytes. 0 frames dropped out of 355,000. That's really not too bad, is it? Average time to render a frame, 1.5 milliseconds. There you go. Memory usage, 621 megabytes. Not too bad. Anyway, it's 9:10, so that is when I said I was going to finish. Thank you very much for watching indeed. No live streams until 2 weeks' time, so there won't be one next week, so I'm going away somewhere for the weekend. But the one after that, I will be back doing live streams, hopefully, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on what things I've got on. And yeah, we'll see what we can get done in the next live stream. I'll try and get this last section of coal yard embankment done in this corner over here, just to save you all from dying of boredom. So yeah, thank you all very much for joining tonight's stream. A little bit late for a Sunday night, so I do appreciate your dedication to coming. Thank you very much for watching indeed. Just a quick goodbye to everyone in the chat and a quick thank you. So thank you to Timber Valley Productions, to Joe from Northern Transport Hub, to Pete's Transport and more. Thank you to Jaden from On the Main Line, and I think that's it from there. Timber Valley, yeah, I've already mentioned that. And thank you to everyone as well who hasn't necessarily been in the live chat, but has been watching the stream silently and enjoying it in the background. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, indeed. Do enjoy what's left of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you some point during the week for the final section, part 2 of that little wagon conversion we're doing for the upgrading of the Hornby Great Western Railways Class 101. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to say goodbye for now. Cheers, and do enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.